Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shrisa Holistic Wellness Channel. I am your friend and host, Sheetal Upadhyay. Today, I would like to share with you a PowerPoint presentation about decor and design and how it boosts real estate value. So I will be bringing up a PowerPoint presentation. So as I was saying, this presentation is about decor and design boosting real estate value. So objectives are to aim to illustrate how strategic decor and design choices can significantly enhance the value of real estate properties. And the overview will be there are three home styles that I'll be discussing, mostly the traditional, modern, and cottage style of homes. The design elements correlating to each one, bringing in Vastu and Feng Shui and how the energy plays a role in both selling of the property, the value of it, and as far as day-to-day living also, even for buyers. And then at the end, some actionable tips to how to get started. The impact of first impressions. First impressions are very important because when a buyer walks in to the front of the home, the buyer is looking to see, hey, is this where I can actually live? Do I see myself living here? So the statistics are 90% of the buyers decide within the first 30 seconds whether they want to pursue looking at this home further or not. Importance of aesthetics in real estate. Importance of aesthetics is great in real estate. First impressions matter very much so. As I was just saying, looking at the front of the home without even stepping a foot into the home, buyer knows whether they want to continue to look at this home or pursue purchasing this home. So it does create a psychological impact. And then when you have your aesthetics taken care of at the front of the house, the curb appeal, the windows on the outside, it increases your marketability and a competitive edge. That's not only true for the outside, but also for the inside of the home as well. But remember, the impact of the first impressions do happen on the outside of the home. So when we look at how outdoor spaces create first impressions, the key features are well-maintained landscaping, decks, patios, and then also outdoor lighting to enhance ambience. When we look at traditional home style, the outdoor features are patios and flower beds, and value they add are enhanced curb appeal. For modern home style, the outdoor features are rooftop gardens. This is a unique selling point. Don't see that too much. Home style for cottage, the outdoor features are garden seating areas, which invite, it's an inviting ambience. So statistics are that your home value can be increased up to 15% when you have the right balanced landscaping, decks, patios, and the outdoor lighting to enhance the ambience. Curb appeal and outdoor spaces. So if you look at the example right here, this is a traditional home. And if you can see the curb appeal, it looks very, very neat and tidy. Something that a buyer would say, you know what, this is really nice. This one right here is a more modern type of a home where you have a minimalistic looking at the curb appeal, you have a minimalistic view. You also have that open concept and large windows on the inside, as you can see. This here is a cottage style home. And on the outside, you can see the colorful flower beds looking very nice and neat and tidy. And it's inviting. So these are the types of things that buyers are looking for. Hey, do I see myself living here? This looks really nice. So this does create a very nice first impression. When we're looking at tips, how you take care of a curb appeal for these different home styles, traditional home style, we're looking at classic landscaping and front porches, key features being symmetry, traditional, and details. For modern home style, we need minimalistic landscaping and sleek lines. And the key features are large windows, clean design. For home styles, as far as cottage is concerned, we need colorful flowers, charming entryways, and then the key features are rustic charm, cozy details. This is a before and after picture of a cottage style home that has a curb appeal that was not so great, but it was cleared out and became, it was made very, very, very nice. So when a buyer looks at before and after, this would actually be a very good example of what somebody would want to pursue looking further into buying. So key design elements that add value to real estate. That's our second exploration here. Color schemes are one of the things, choosing peeling palettes to create a welcoming atmosphere as far as paint is concerned. And it could be as easy as painting the front door fresh with the neutral palette or a different color, depending upon the type of home that you do have. Layout and furniture arrangement, maximizing space and flow for inviting functional areas. Lighting, use natural and artificial light to enhance ambience and features. And whether you have a wood flooring, tile flooring, if you have paint, natural light has a different effect on it. If it's darker versus light, it does look quite different. Accessorizing, incorporate rugs, artwork, and plants to add warmth and character. And space utilization, declutter and organize to make spaces feel larger and functional. Decluttering is not only good for organization of space, but it's also good for energy clearing as well. When we look at Vastu and Feng Shui later on in this presentation, you'll see more of that. So when we looked at the first two bullet points in the previous slide, color schemes and layout, for traditional home styles, we have preferred color schemes of warm neutrals and a layout feature of defined spaces. For modern home styles, we have bold accents and monochrome, and then open concept as far as layout features. We did see that when we were comparing the three different types of homes. We did see the modern home style having larger windows. It looked pretty open on the inside. Home style for cottage, preferred color schemes is soft pastel. Layout features intimate and cozy areas. And when we look at the traditional home, this is an example of what it normally looks like. If you look at, these bedrooms are pretty classified. I mean, they've got a definitive space and wall around it, a great room right here, kitchen, dining area, the patio on the other side, during having at the backyard is optional. You're looking at the master bedroom, two-car garage, pretty typical of a traditional home right here. And if you look at the color palettes that are usually, they look good at a traditional home and many of the buyers prefer it, that's probably the best way to go, is having these warm neutral color palettes if you're trying to sell your home or if you're trying to look at it from a value perspective. When we talk about importance of home staging is a very important factor when when a seller is trying to sell a home. Definition of home staging: preparing a property for sale to highlight its strengths and best features. And the benefits are it helps buyers visualize the space, and faster sales at higher prices for the seller. When we're looking at number of homes buyers will see, now I'm going to, the next four slides are going to be a survey or a research that was done by National Association of Realtors in 2023. So I'll be sharing that data with you. Buyer expectation of the number of homes they would see before buying. So 56% buyers did not have any expectations. They were willing to see 21 or more homes before they make a decision. 25% of buyers had an expectation of how many homes they would see before they would actually purchase a home, which would have been about 11 to 15. And then 19% did not know. But think about it, the 56% of buyers that do not have any expectations, if they see a home that is very inviting, very clean, starting from curb appeal all the way to inside, properly home staged, and having the expectations of buyer met, they would not continue to look forward to next property and then the next property. They would say, you know what, this is really what I want, and they would go ahead and settle for it, or go ahead and decide to buy it. So that is the data for buyers' expectations. And here's a website if you wanted to look at more information. It's per reference. I have it on the slide here. When we look at buyers and staged homes, 81% of the buyers said it was easier to visualize property as a future home if it was home staged. 40% were more willing to walk through home once they saw that online. So virtual staging is also important. But remember, if you only have virtual home staging and if your physical property is not staged, then it gives a misleading information because buyers, when they come to see the physical property, they're not able to see the same value in it. 34% of the buyers said will positively impact home value if home decorated to buyer's taste. So if they like what they see, they will go ahead and settle on it and they'll say, yes, this is what I want. 23% of the buyers were more willing to overlook other property faults if this home was staged and looked very inviting and promising. 7% will negatively, 7% said that the home staging will negatively impact home value against buyer's taste. 3% said they're more suspect of home features if the home is staged. They will wonder, well, why is it really staged? What's really going on? So that's 3%. And once again, the website is at the bottom if you want to take a look at all the rest of the information or more data. Now we're looking at this from sellers' perspective when they have their home on the market. Time the home was on the market, 21% said home staging greatly decreased the time that it took for them to sell their home. 27% said it slightly decreased. So if you combine those two data, that's 48%. That's almost half of those that were interviewed on the survey. 25% said they don't know. So it could either be that it did decrease, and it could be it stayed the same. They don't know. Then 15% said it did not impact time on market. So then you also have to look at the other factors as well. Was the property priced right? What was the area of market? So you have to look at other things as well. 8% said it did slightly increase, and then 6% said it greatly increased their time on the market once the home was home staged. Looking at the price impact once the home staging was done, So 0% said that staged home had a negative impact, which means home staging did not have a negative impact at all. 34% said that no impact on dollar value, which means it must have been priced right, depending upon whether it was a buyer's market, seller's market. It was a mixed market, depending upon the amount of time. What did it decrease the amount of time the property was on the on market? So that could have been it. 20% said staged home had increased their property value up to 5%. 14% said that it increased their property value up to 10%. 5% said that it increased the home price up to 15%. 3% said up to 20%. 2% said it was more than 20%, and 23% said not sure. So looking at all these data, we know that home staging does work both for buyers and for sellers. It does give buyers a better look as to what, their future living space, gives sellers a faster closing on their homes, and potentially an increased profit by having the home worth more. So when we look at decor and furniture for staging, we have to make sure that decor and furniture have to match the type of home style that you have. So if you're looking at traditional home style, you need to have staging elements that are more comparable to antique furniture, to give buyers the classic inviting feel appeal. When you have a modern home style, then you have to look for sleek, minimalistic decor. Contemporary aesthetics is what the buyers would look for in a modern home. If it is a cottage home style, then looking at rustic accents and then cozy and welcoming feel is what the buyers would look for. If you look right here, this is a before and after of staging dining area. So you can see this is a very good example of how a buyer can see what a staged home would look like, and what they can see. Hey, do I see myself having dinner right here? And that gives them a good idea of whether to purchase this home, move forward with it, or keep on looking for the next one. When we're looking at current trends in decor and design, for traditional homes, we're looking at rich texture, which include brocade and velvet materials. We have classic color palettes, which are deep colors and neutrals, antique and vintage accents, detailed moldings, traditional patterns such as floral and damask. For modern style homes, minimalism with clean lines, neutral color schemes with bold accents, sustainable materials, bamboo and recycled wood, smart home technology, geometric patterns. For cottage style homes, we're looking at light and airy colors, such as pastels and neutrals, vintage and handmade decor, natural elements, such as wood and stone, cozy textiles, such as cotton, linen, and indoor-outdoor flow. Now, one thing I do want to go back and mention about modern home style, when we look at sustainable materials, bamboo is good. It's relatively cheap. However, it is water. It's not water resistant. It does tend to expand with water, so that's something that we have to be cautious about should we decide to go that route. So now I would like to, as I mentioned earlier in the slides, discuss the importance of Vastu and Feng Shui, and how the energy and the home appeal can be affected by this. So, Vastu Shastra is an ancient Indian science of architectural and design system that focuses on the arrangement and orientation of buildings and spaces to promote harmony and balance with nature. It emphasizes the flow of energy, prana, and aims to create spaces that support health, prosperity, and well being. Feng Shui is a traditional Chinese practice that involves arranging the environment to achieve harmony and balance. It is based on the flow of qi or energy and aims to optimize the energy in a space to enhance the well being of its occupants. The Vastu Shastra is very, very, very old. It's more than 5,000 years old. And Feng Shui was derived from Vastu Shastra as Vastu Shastra was carried over to the mountains and beyond from India into China. So Feng Shui has a lot of the same elements as Vastu Shastra. There are a little bit of changes because of Chinese practices and the tweaking that was done at that point. So here we're going to look at benefits of Vastu and Feng Shui. We're looking at aspect and how they differ and how they're similar. So if we're looking at energy flow, Vastu Shastra promotes positive energy flow or prana, and Feng Shui enhances the flow of qi or energy. From a health perspective, Vastu Shastra encourages physical and mental well-being, and Feng Shui reduces stress and promotes relaxation. From a prosperity perspective, Vastu attracts wealth and abundance, and Feng Shui fosters financial opportunities. From relationships perspective, Vastu supports harmonious relationships, and Feng Shui enhances connections and social interactions. From a mental clarity perspective, Vastu improves focus and clarity. Feng Shui promotes peace of mind. And from a natural elements aspect, Vastu aligns with the five elements, which are earth, water, fire, air, and space. And Feng Shui balances natural elements for better harmony. I hope this gives you a greater clarification on similarities and differences and how overall health of an individual, of a property, can be affected or enhanced using these two systems. So, what are the benefits for home sellers if they use Vastu and Feng Shui? They attract positive energy and potential buyers, enhances property appeal and market value, creates a harmonious living environment, and brings success and prosperity. So now let's look at the practical tips for implementation of home staging, decor, and design project that you may have. Quick wins: start with decluttering and cleaning. Focus on high impact areas. Invest in key spaces. Kitchen and bathroom upgrades would be a fantastic place to start. So, as per a couple of tips, decluttering of a traditional home, store away personal items. For modern, remove excess furniture. For cottage, limit decor items. Key area investments: for traditional, update appliances. For modern, enhance open layouts. For cottage, revitalize outdoor spaces. We always have to look at pricing, right? Everything looks great. And the pictures look great. What we want looks great, but what is our budget? So understanding pricing for projects. Key considerations are budget and cost variables. Something that costs what it costs today may not cost the same tomorrow. So common pricing models are flat fee, hourly rate, percentage of project cost. And average costs are for staging, interior design consultation, and full room makeover. So when we look at different services, an average cost range, home staging can cost anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, depending upon the property size. Interior designer may cost $100 to $250 per hour for consultation and varies by designer experience. Full renovation of your home could cost anywhere between $5,000 and $50,000 based on project complexity. And DIY materials Can cost $500 to $5,000, depends on personal choices. Resources and tools. So interior designer apps such as House and Pinterest for aspiration, you can look at those to see what type of home model or home style you like. You can hire professional staging and interior design services for high impact transformation. And then you will also have an opportunity for online courses for DIY, home improvement techniques for smaller projects, which you feel you can do at home. And so, in conclusion, a thoughtful decor and design choices can significantly impact real estate value. Incorporating Vastu and Feng Shui can enhance appeal and energy flow. Start implementing these strategies to boost your property's value. I hope this has been a great help for you and has given you a lot of great insight as far as home staging, decor, and design. If you have any questions or if you'd like a consultation, please reach out to me at 832-787-2172. Or you can also reach me at shatul@teresavasturealestate.com. Please do check out my website at teresavasturealestate.com. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. All right. So thank you for giving me your undivided attention and time to allow me to present this PowerPoint presentation. And once again, if you have any questions, concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to speak with you. And until we meet again, this is your host, Shatul Upadhyay, signing off. Have a great evening, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.